Alright, my second video in the series. This is going to be of some nuggets, which some friends of mine own. And they're going to tell you this story about how they came to own them and all that sort of stuff. So come on in if you would and talk to us about those pretty mandolins.
Well, so there's 3 nuggets here. This is the oldest of the family. It's from 1982. And I met a man who was not yet my husband, but is my husband now. And this was his mandolin. He was playing bluegrass. And he was a great mandolin player. Played a lot of bluegrass on this mandolin.
So, and that one's like the torch headstock inlay, huh?
Sort of very fancy inlay. Yeah, lots of nice
the full-blown deal. Yeah, turn that towards us. Down a little. Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
There you go. So yeah, so this was his mandolin, and I myself was just starting to get into bluegrass. I went through a couple of mandolins, and I was thinking I wanted to get something a little nicer. Everybody I knew played a Nugget, and so I thought, well, I guess I need to find a Nugget. And I was looking through the want ads one day in the newspaper. This would have been late 80s. And lo and behold, there was a Nugget for sale. And it was just not too far away from where I lived. And I went and looked at it. And I asked the man, why was he selling a Nugget? He said, well, he had several mandolins, and his wife told him he had to get rid of something. And so this is what he was selling. And so it was an A model.
So he decided to keep the Kentucky?
Yeah, he kept the Kentucky. Right. And so it's a kind of an unusual back there.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, you don't see bird's eyes too often on a Nugget.
Yeah. And
it's
so
kind of unique, actually. It's a maple rim and a bird's eye back and neck.
Okay.
And a rosewood head plate. That's unique, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get a close-up?
Yeah, well, I think we got it, sort of. Yeah, rosewood with that pretty interesting little inlay, too. Not his more common stuff that he's doing these days.
So I was living here in Colorado with this Nugget, and this Nugget over here that we first saw went to Texas, along with the man who owned it. And somewhere along the way, he was playing a lot of bands, and he decided that if he ever needed work on this one, well, then what would he do? So he decided to order a second Nugget. And right around that same time, he and I decided maybe we were a little bit better than friends and ended up getting married. He has often said that one of the reasons he married me is because I already had a Nugget, and he knew I wouldn't be needing to play his. But you know what happens when you get married? You kind of have a little bit of financial setbacks there when you're trying to start a house and everything. And so he called up Mike Chemnitzer and said, hey, why don't you slow down on that order, you know, because I've already got one and my new wife has one, and so we're in good shape there.
Back burner.
Bad idea to back burner an order, because right around that time was when people were starting to figure out how great these Nugget mandolins were. Well, eventually Sam called up Nugget and said, go ahead and start that other mandolin, and at this point I think he was pretty far down the list behind all these other orders. But it eventually did show up, and that's number 3.
Yeah. Now that's the Fern.
Also an F model.
Pretty much.
A little different finish. Really different sound.
Ooh, nice back.
Yeah,
I like
really
that.
Beautiful back. And so that's the story of how we ended up 2 people and 3 nuggets in one household.
Very nice. Well, great. Well, maybe I'll stop this. I'm almost about 5 minutes and have y'all play some on it in another video. Thanks.
You're welcome.